So if you're in the business of serving up drinks in Pennsylvania, you're going to want to listen up. The state's rulebook for responsible alcohol service has just been updated, and in this explainer, we're going to break down what this actually means for you and your business.
So whether you hold a liquor license, manage a bar, or you're involved in training staff anywhere in Pennsylvania, you're in the right place. We're going to get you up to speed on all the changes that really matter. All right, let's get into it. But before we dive into what's new, let's do a super quick refresher on the program that's at the heart of all of this, RAMP. Okay, so RAMP, it stands for the Responsible Alcohol Management Program. It's a certification from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, that's the PCLB, and it's all about making sure alcohol is served responsibly. Now, for most places, it's technically voluntary, but here's the thing. RAMP certification can become mandatory if you get a citation, or it might just be part of your licensing agreement. So it's definitely something you need to be aware of.
So, what's the first big change we need to talk about? Well, it has everything to do with how you bring new staff into the fold. The PLCB was looking at this and asking a pretty simple question. Why 30 days? Why give employers a whole month to get a new hire's orientation done? Doesn't that seem a little generous?
Well, the state's answer is actually pretty simple, and it all comes down to being practical. As you can see from this quote from the PLCB, the reality is that in the hospitality world, a ton of employees work part-time.
And this is really the heart of it, right? For a part-time employee, a 30-day window might only mean they work a handful of shifts, maybe 4, maybe 8. Trying to force all that orientation into a shorter time frame, that could be a huge headache for everyone involved. So this 30-day rule is really all about building in some much-needed flexibility.
All right, moving on. Let's shift gears and talk about the folks who actually provide all this training. The new rules have some pretty significant changes for both the in-person RAMP instructors and the online course providers.
Okay, so here are the big ones you got to know. First, if you want to become a trainer, you can now only apply during specific open enrollment periods. Second, they've gotten a lot stricter on what counts as a material change to your curriculum. Third, and this is a big one for classroom instructors, you now have to train at least 225 students every year. And lastly, if you're late renewing, get ready for a $100 late fee.
So you might be wondering, why limit the application window? Well, the answer is pretty surprising. It comes down to staffing. Get this. The state's entire Bureau of Alcohol Education has just 9 people. 9 people to review every single application from across the state. This new rule is all about managing that massive workload so they can give every provider a proper, thorough look.
All right, let's talk about the part everyone's probably wondering about, the money. The application fees for training providers have gone up a lot, and there's a reason for it. Let's look at the numbers.
And yeah, the fees have definitely jumped. We're talking about a fee that's doubled for classroom instructors, from $250 up to $500. And for online providers, wow, it's a huge leap from $250 all the way up to $850.
So you see that number and you think, wow, where do they get that from? Well, the PLCB actually did the math. They calculated their real cost to evaluate and support just one online training provider. And when you factor in all the staff hours and resources, the total cost to the state comes out to $1,772.50.
And this is where it gets really interesting. That new $850 fee, as high as it seems, it's actually less than half of what it truly costs the state to do the work. That means the PLCB is still covering over half the expense for every single online provider they approve.
And they broke it down even further to show how this might play out for the providers. Check this out. Their analysis found that an online provider could actually cover that entire fee increase by just adding 18 cents to what each student pays, based on their average numbers. Just 18 cents.
Okay, enough with the rules and the numbers. Let's get practical. How do you actually go about applying for RAMP certification for your business? Well, it's all done online through something called the PLCB Plus portal.
And honestly, the process is pretty simple. It's basically a 3-step dance. First, you log in and make sure your staff roster's totally up to date. Every server, every hire date, every orientation date. Second, you just answer a few yes or no questions to confirm that you've met all the requirements. And finally, you just agree to the declaration, hit that submit button, and you're done.
And here's a little peek at what that staff roster actually looks like inside the portal. As you can see, it's a pretty clean dashboard where managers can easily add new employees, take off people who've left, and, most importantly, log those training completion dates to make sure they're always in compliance.
Okay, so let's boil all this down. What are the big things to remember? First, that 30-day orientation rule. It's all about being flexible for part-time staff. Second, the new limits on trainer applications are because of a really small state review team. Third, yeah, the provider fees went up, but the state is actually subsidizing more than half the real cost. And finally, applying online is a simple, pretty straightforward process.
And all of this really brings us to the bigger picture, doesn't it? These changes to the ramp rules are a perfect little case study of a much larger conversation. It's that constant balancing act between keeping the public safe with smart regulations while also understanding the real-world economic pressures of running a small business. It's a tough balance to strike, and it's something states and businesses are navigating every single day.